Good afternoon. It's interesting because the more I come to these conferences, the more I find out our story isn't necessarily unique. I feel that we all fight the same battles and have very similar stories. It's going to be my pleasure today to share some of the stories and successes that we've had recently and best practices and trends that we've had here in the state of Colorado. Some of the statistics that we have, I'm not going to go through these one by one, but a couple years ago we were the fourth largest in-plant government shop. We have approximately 130 employees, and I've got 62 of those in our Denver facility. We've got print operations, mail operations, delivery and dispatch operations. We have secure storage, graphic design, and a full admin team that includes our customer service and project management teams. Annual budget is about $15 million. A good portion of that is our postage. We also have quite a bit of monochrome impressions that we're hoping in the next couple months to actually start moving those to color. I'll get into some of the plans that we have down the road in a couple more slides. We're a full service integrated print mail operation. We merged our print and mail operation under the same roof about 6 years ago, and we increased our efficiencies for our customers by about 30% in just that one move. So those of you who don't have mail operations under your roof now, and if your organization has a lot of mail, it's something worth looking at. I think when you talk about value adds, that's one that the organization can really leverage. We're a recognized leader in government printing. This year we won the National Innovation Award from USPS. Very honored to receive that, and from what we've been told, we're the only state so far that's ever won that award. It was quite an honor. One of the things that we're hoping to pilot with the USPS this year is a couple of years ago there used to be a group called the Team of 50, and we've kind of re-energized that with USPS, and we're hoping to bring all government printing and mail operations into a kind of a MTech group that couples what we need as a government entity with USPS. They focus a lot on the commercial side of what we do, but rarely do they ever look at the government side of mail. And when they did the quick analysis at the U.S. Postal Forum a couple years ago, government sector represents about $2 billion annually for them. So we actually do have a pretty strong dollar in this segment. We have an award-winning design staff, and this year we didn't get first, but we got second in the IPMA calendar category. One of our designers designed that piece. We're also nationally and internationally recognized for the quality of design that we put out of our shop with Davey Awards and Communicator Awards. We have two centering philosophies that I found these quotes a while back, and they're both pretty important to me. And that's first one's by Steve Jobs. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. In government, that's not something you hear too often, but I can tell you that when you're working, especially in our industry, quality is important. And what's quality to you and what's quality to a customer may not necessarily be the same, but quality is important. And then the next one is something that I share with my staff, and it's, I hold everybody at a high standards, but once you get into this and you really do expect the best out of people and you don't accept anything less, you very often do get it. One of the things I wanted to share with you, I'd asked some of my staff before this conference and this presentation specifically to tell me what really makes our shop a little different than other government sector shops. And I'm just going to read this to you real quick, pretty short. This is one of our frontline staff, one of our production leads, that she's running our Xerox equipment day in and day out. And it says, I think one of the distinguishing aspects of our organization is the fact that we are a government entity that has the capacity to couple public sector and private sector ideals to achieve modern and cost-effective business. While private sector businesses strive to make a profit, we take those same cost savings and pass them back to the public, which in the end helps the state to continually function as efficiently as possible. In addition, opposed to other organizations, our organization has made many strides to not only keep up with technology and technological advances in the industry, but at times lead our leaders in the industry, especially compared to those typical ideal that government entities tend to be resistant to change. Overall, our organization is also filled with people who feel and are willing to take the initiative to look for answers and complex requests in order to meet customers' needs. And this is coming from one of our frontline staff. And so this is something that when I asked the question, I wasn't sure exactly what I'd get back from my staff. But when this came back, it was a telling piece to me that my staff does truly believe in the direction that we're going. Another success for us is embracing technology. Something that what I have found, especially in Colorado, there are four implants in Colorado. And my particular side of the business, we are the largest implant in the state organization, but a lot of them are more antiquated and frankly still do a lot of things the way we did it 20, 30 years ago. The third bullet on there seems counterintuitive, but the reality is 4-color work belongs on 4-color press. When I started in the industry, I was running 4-color work on a 1-color press. But that was 30 years ago. Running 4-color work on a 2-color press, you know, our partners in the commercial world have been doing 4-color work on 4-color presses for a long time. Reduce waste, but what I have found, especially in one of our Colorado implants, they're still running 4-color on a 2-color press. And the waste that goes into that is just unreal. So, you know, embracing technology, that's an extreme example, but technology and the hardware that's out there, the software that's out there, and, you know, our partner with RSA, what we have found is that when we have a customer requirement that comes in, and it's something that we don't know exactly how to do, but we know we've got a software requirement or some kind of a need. We've reached out to RSA several times. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, for an encryption process to work with their QDirect. And the customer came in, we were moving over it was an income tax job from one of the cities, and they wanted to move that over to us, and we had done a lot of project planning on the front end, and then the day before we could go live, they come in and say, oh, by the way, we need to encrypt this data before we send it to you. And we're like, time out, we're not sure exactly what we're doing here. So we reached out to our own IT staff, and we have an Office of Information Technology in the state, and asked them for help. They couldn't help. They knew what we needed, but they didn't have the resources or the time or necessarily the staff expertise to do that. We reached out to RSA to have them help us look at the problem, and within about 2.5 weeks' time, we had a solution that we could give our customer an encryption key, and we use QDirect to decrypt it when we move it over off SFTP server. So that was something that, you know, having a partner in technology that really supports and understands what our needs are is really important. And the last piece on this slide is really leveraging what you have. And in government, and I think in all implants, we all have access to data that our counterparts in the commercial world would love to have. And being able to do analytics with that data to your parent organization, but also to show your customers how you can actually leverage that data and increase the value of print. And that is something that we've done in Colorado for the last 2 or 3 years. We've had a lot of successes in showing our customers what they can do with the data. And I guess I can't stress enough the fact that when you have that data, you can design marketing pieces, you can design direct mail pieces, you can be more targeted in what you do. Couple that with the potential we do our own address cleansing in-house, so we're also the first and only state so far to be into a licensed vendor with USPS. And so being able to cleanse data on the front end before you mail out, you can do some very targeted mailings and have a very low return rate and pass the savings back to your customer. The other thing that's important to leverage, and I think all of us in the implant world have this, is institutional knowledge. So in my shop, we've got staff that have been on staff for over 30 years. And engaging them, helping them understand that this technology isn't necessarily a bad thing, and I'm sure a lot of you have staff that have been around forever that just software, who needs it? You know, I've been doing this for 30 years without it. But I think getting them on board and leveraging what they know about the organization is key, and that is key to our success as well. Workflow is highly important. It seems to be a key in every presentation I've been in this this conference and many of the conferences I've attended through this year. Can't stress enough that workflow is key to increasing your efficiencies, keeping your quality up, and decreasing your time for delivery. It's something our customers ask for, and one of the things that, I'll go to our next slide, and I'm going to jump around on this one. In state business, one thing that we've had is customers not only want to know that we've got workflow processes and softwares in place, but they want to look into the project stream. They want to be able to see, is my piece being printed? Is it being mailed? Is it going out for delivery? And so production transparency in my particular segment is becoming more important. Some of the new technologies that we're looking for, inkjet, color inkjet technology is something that we've embraced. I went to the Inkjet Summit this year in Florida and listened to Charlie at length about that. And I don't know how many of you are looking at continuous fed inkjet technology. A lot of vendors out on the floor, and I tell you, it's a game changer for us. We're moving away from more traditional implant style printing, where we're the copy center per se, to more transactional printing. And we've got some pretty cool ideas on how we can bring trans-promo ideas into the public sector, and I think it's going to drive more volume through this continuous fed inkjet technology that we're going to be embracing. Evolve with the industry, keeping your pulse on where this industry is going, and showing the value back to your parent organization that you're not sitting on your laurels. Complacency will kill us. And you know, listening to your customer is key. We've had 2 project managers on staff. One is our primary, and he has been out just listening to the customer tell us what they want. Even if it's not printing, listening to what their strategies are and understanding what they need, and then he comes back and we do a debrief and we see where we can play in their world. It may not always be print. It may just be data composition and building a PDF that they can put out online, or it could be something that is completely outside our realm. This is what happened when we got into secure storage. Iron Mountain, we were talking about print with Colorado Bureau of Investigation, and we were talking to them about various other aspects of our business, and then they said, by the way, do you have secure storage? And we said, no, we don't. And they asked if there was some way we could help them, and we started asking them what happened. Well, Iron Mountain lost some boxes. And so it was an opportunity, we had the space, where we asked them, where else can we help? And so we actually expanded into the Iron Mountain model. So now we've got secure data storage of their documents for investigations. And it's a new industry for us, and there's not a lot of money in that, but it's something new and another value add that we had. So, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.